t-shirt. And thank you for being here. We're going to have Roland Ashby speak to you now. Thank you. Short and sweet, not long.
I recognize a few faces in here from the other schools, the old school. I used to come over there and teach sometimes when there was a... How many of you people in the back knew the music teacher when he was at the old school? Raise your hand back there. If you knew the old school teacher. You know who the music teacher was? Somebody back there said they knew. You knew? Probably, he retired too, and I'm retired recently. Anyway, I just wanted to say a few words about, there's a thing that I learned from a good while back when I was a young person, and I used to think that I was so cool, just like some of you at your age. We didn't call hip-hop and all that in those days when I was growing up, but we had things that we would always say, oh, this is the only kind of music that we know that was really cool. We've been going around doing stuff, and yet it still took a little time to realize that sometimes it's about learning to listen and listen to learn. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Say it for me. Learn to listen and listen to learn. Exactly. When you're listening to this kind of music that you like very much, and you're doing things with audio, house, or whatever else, the latest record this out, that's all nice, it's fun. But when it comes to the kind of music that we play, it can be fun, it can be a lot of things involved in it, but it makes you have to think a little bit more about what's going on with all the people that's involved in this music, because it's not just a little fad thing that goes by and then we say, what's the latest top 10? This is something that lasts forever. It's called classical jazz in the sense, a lot of different names, but if you even go to the symphony or you hear classical musicians, you'll notice sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's just light stuff, and it's fun as well, but it's something that we want to enjoy for as long as possible and not be caught up in the fads of what goes on for maybe 8 years and then it disappears and something new comes out. It's not really the same thing. My experience with public school, I realized I had my classrooms, certain students that graduated, and some of them are playing music now in some bands, and they used to do all the other things, but they realized by learning real serious music at times, you can become, very successful in the business of doing music. It doesn't put down some of the other things. You just got to watch out for gimmicks in everything we do. Okay, I'm just going to say one more thing. The piano, you see this piano here? This is like what we call the orchestra. I call it the orchestra because I can see all these notes on the piano and play a whole bunch of notes at one time, both bass and upper level. Have you heard these gentlemen just play? This gentleman here? What does he have to do with his horn and certain notes? Does he have all these notes he can play at one time? No, he can't play all these notes at one time. That's why when I'm playing here, some chords, what we call chords, behind him, he's playing the melody of it, or he's just soloing, making solo, but he can't play two notes at a time. In other words, I can do this. He can't get that whole sound. He'll get parts of that chord because he's doing something with his horn. It's more of a one thing. Now there are some exceptional type of players at times who will play two notes or something on a horn like he has. If you ever heard of John Coltrane and people like that, you'll hear some sound. They can't get two notes sometimes out of a horn. But it's not something you can do constantly easily every time. Oh, that's and the same thing with the trumpet player. And by the way, did you want to tell me?
The other horn that I was playing, I played a trumpet, and then the bigger horn's called the flugelhorn. A lot of people ask me the name of that. It's just a more mellow tone, used a lot in jazz music.
Did you notice the difference between the trumpet and the other one? The last one that he played? Yes. It's more mellow, right? Okay. Now, I'm not going to spend more time on this. I think we want to get into something else. And anybody got any question about the bass fiddle? Remember, this is called a bass violin or bass fiddle. I know it's kind of strange to some of you who are not used to seeing more people with bass guitars and so forth, and all the pop stations and all this stuff, and they come and play. It's a little more loud and more metallic, those sounds that comes out of that, unless the person who knows how to handle that. But most of the rock and pop stuff and all that, they like to play loud. Here's a beautiful instrument made with wood, and that wood might be 100 years old, and it still has that beautiful sound to it. It's just like old wine that you store in your house for 80 years. Okay, I had enough to say there, and I hope you all still enjoy listening to the rest of it.